the content. There's a lot of stuff. I'm getting setting up the chat window. So if you want to chat, you can request your chat live on YouTube, and I'll be able to reply to you and at the same time. So, okay. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to install Drupal. I should say greetings, this is Eduardo Jumbo. So in today's tutorial, we're going to install Drupal CMS. So if we go to the Drupal website, which we're in a few minutes, is that there's two versions of Drupal. There's Drupal Core and Drupal CMS. So the core would be installed by developers. It only has the core, so meaning that if you need to install modules or themes, you need to do that yourself. So it's very basic. It's bare, very bare, or very basic. So you need to install everything what's required. So if you're creating a custom site for yourself or for a customer, you probably go with the core. But as the title here says, I will be installing the CMS version, which comes with obviously some themes and some modules. Obviously, if you don't need some of the things, you can always disable them and delete them. So I just want to remind you that today is Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and today is the last day that I'll be doing a YouTube live stream at 8 p.m. on Fridays. Going forward, I'm going to be doing a live stream every weekday. It will probably be in the afternoon. I'm not sure about the time yet. I will post I'll write the schedule this weekend, and I'll post it up so you can see what times. I'll post it for the entire week, so that way you'll be able to join at that specific time. Similar to the way I've been doing this one on Fridays at 8 p.m. Okay, so Drupal is free and open source PHP content management system. It's used for creating, modifying, and publishing website content. So the content could be, for example, a blog or e-commerce site or something else as well. So anything you can think of for a website, you can use Drupal for that. So Drupal must be installed on a web server. So whether you use some of the most popular HTTP web server is Apache, but you can use Nginx, and there are others like Lightp HTTP. There's several others you can do. You can also obviously run it, I believe, also on a Windows server with some tweaks. And so I would recommend using Nginx or Apache because those come with the PHP extensions. Sorry, they don't come. I mean, you can easily enable the PHP extensions. So Drupal requires a database, unlike other CMSs like say WordPress. In Drupal, you can use one of three types of databases. You can use MySQL or a compatible database such as MariaDB. Obviously, it will also have to come with a PHP MySQL extension. You can use PostgreSQL and its PHP extension, and you can also use SQLite. Now, SQLite, there's also a PHP extension for that as well. So just if you do decide to use SQLite, make sure you have the extension. Now, I have actually tested long time ago. I tested it with all three of them: MySQL, Postgre, and SQLite. This is a long time ago when I had a very slow computer, and SQLite didn't perform very well. But these days, people do have much faster hard drives, and especially SSDs, so that should not be a problem. I know. What I would also recommend is I haven't looked at Drupal. I mean, in SQLite, just for security reason, I would always put the SQLite database outside the web root. I remember even back in the day, there were ways you could put it outside the web root. That's what I recommend. Okay, and obviously this is the video, so you can always go and watch on ojambo.com, or if you go to YouTube, you can watch it from YouTube. The link is actually up here. You can click the live stream link here, or you can just go on ojambo.com and for the article and click to watch the video as well. But right now, at the recording of this video, if you go here to live and log into YouTube, you'll be able to chat with me or ask questions, and I can answer them, or comment as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to now head over to the Drupal.org site. So this is the link should be down here as well. Yeah, there. See the Drupal under references. So the article was on jumbo.com/install-Drupal-CMS. So if you don't remember Drupal.org, you can simply get it from the references. Remember, all this, everything I'm talking about today is in the description. All the links are there, at least the link to the article where you can get it. So this is the Drupal website. What we're interested in is download. So you go to download, and you see when I mouse over download, and you see you can download Drupal. You can also get modules, themes, and there's different distributions. So this, let me actually go here. I think this is for Linux. Oh yeah, these are special types of distribution. Some of them come with some other, yeah, see, like this is an operating system. So this is not what we want. What we want is just to go to download and just download. So when you go to download, there's two versions. There's the Drupal CMS and the Drupal core. So as you can see, it says Drupal CMS puts the power of Drupal into the hands of marketers, designers, and content creators. You need PHP and Composer to use the command below. Or you can install with DD or DDEV. I'll come back to a second. And so there's also Drupal core. So Drupal core, it can only be installed using Composer. So as you can see here, this is the command Composer. Composer is it's like a repository or application where you can simply run Composer, and then it will automatically download Drupal and whatever dependencies it wants. And you can see here, you also need to have a memory limit of 256 megabytes, and then you can do the quick start here. Now this is fine. Obviously that's how it will, but for this tutorial we're not going to install core, we're going to install the CMS. So I'm not going to use DDEV because DDEV is a local it's a local version where you don't need a server. You don't need HTTPS. It has its own like server and database. I'm guessing I don't know if it's SQLite or something like that. So I am not going to use that. I'm just going to use Composer. And now the way so this is a local development. So once Drupal is installed, basically then you can simply take the files or the folder, zip it up, or whatever archive you want to use, and then put it onto your remote site. Obviously, if you're building on a remote site as well, you can do this. You can just use Composer. Or of course, you can also just download the latest version and the latest version, it does come with the DDEV. So I have Apache and MariaDB. So Apache is going to be the HTTP, and MariaDB will be the database. So let's get started. So we're going to head over and do this on the command line. So we're going to go to the, I'm going to go to the folder which we used to install WordPress in the past, but I'm going to stop talking about WordPress. This is just going to be pure Drupal going forward now. Okay, so I'm just going to go to that folder. It was in it was a jumbo.com. No, jumbo.local. That's what it is. Jumbo.local. So I'm just going to go there. Jumbo show. Okay. Okay, here we go. So you see, this is the folder I'm in. So I'm going to, it's annoying, I can't keep the always on top. So I'm going to keep it always on top here. And then what I'll do is I'll open up the console. I'm using Fedora Linux. Okay, I want this also on top. Okay, so this is the command we're going to run here. So it's composer create project Drupal /CMS. So composer, this might take a while. Composer, I can't spell. Composer create project Drupal /CMS. Okay, oh, I didn't know I didn't have composer. Okay. All right. So you see down here, it's download. It's getting version 1. Whatever that is. And see, these are all the Drupal things that you see, like for example, the search form here, search API. So if you installed the, is it done? Oh, not yet. Okay, so it's 70% done. So as you can tell, if I install the core, I would have to install some of these by myself. Obviously, as I said, not all of these are going to be needed. And now it's copying, so it's making so here it goes. So it says and you see when it finished here, it says you can read the user guide. So we can click here to open up the user guide, and this is how to get involved. It's drupal.org/getting-involved. Oh, sorry, I forgot to zoom in here. Let me see. Is it control? Yeah, there we go. Hope you can see that a little bit better. The get involved, and this is the home page. You just go to the project and then the documents and how to chat with the Drupal developers or contributors. Okay, so as you saw, that took just I think took seconds, less than a minute. So as you can see here, it created a folder called CMS. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm just gonna actually this has to stay here. So we need to create a database as well for this. So I'm going to so I'll become MySQL. I'll use the root user. Because I need to create some things. I need to create a database. Oh no, I'll just log in and do it there. So I'll type in the password. Then you see I'm using MariaDB, and this is the version is 10.11.10 MariaDB. So what I'll do is I'll create database. I think I already have a Drupal database, so this one I think I'll just call it CMS. I hope I don't have something called CMS. And I'll call it DCMS. Yeah, no, I'll call it Drupal Drupal CMS. Okay, Drupal CMS. We need a user. So create user. Because I'm local, I'll also give it the same user, Drupal CMS at localhost identified by. So I need to, this is where I need to put in a password. Now, so you choose whatever password you want to put in here. So what I'll do is I will obviously pick a very strong password, right? So this is where your password would go. Okay, then you would have to grant all privileges on Drupal CMS to Drupal CMS at localhost. Okay, sometimes you do need to flush privileges. Sometimes you need to do this on some databases. So that's it. We're done with. So we can exit out of here, and we're done. So we created a database. Now we don't need this anymore. So if we go to the CMS here, you see it created this launch Drupal CMS. Now this can easily be run by that's you can run this, or you can go to the see there's a web. These are the web files. And so you have the site themes. So these are the folders. So the way Drupal works is there will be sites, and this is where you do all your stuff. You see the default, and then you put your themes in here, and then of course your libraries and etc., etc. Now the other way, so that's the way to install. So if you notice, there's a file here. So if the other way, I could have simply downloaded the file, and then I would go inside, and then you launch CMS SSH. So for example, if I go back here to the CMS folder, I should actually just rename this Drupal CMS, but that's fine. I'll just leave it. So CD CMS. So here I am, and you see there's this file here. So if I was using Xorg, I could simply double click this and it will start running, but I'm using Wayland, and that might not work. So what I'll do is I'll just run it here. So it says this. See, I don't have. This is what I was talking about, the DDEV. I do not have it, but this. If I just download the file, I would be able to do that, and then that would have the DDS. So let's go. I believe we are finished here. I think we just go to web. Yeah. So now, if we just go to show and then /web. No, it's CMS/web. Okay, so I'm moving this just to so you can see this better. Okay, so it asks. Remember, we're installing the CMS, so it asks us, do you want to do a blog? So because the CMS version of Drupal, it came with it comes with, you can think of it as everything including the kitchen sink. So this allows us to decide which one we want. Do we want to create a blog to pre-configure the content? So I am going to pick blog. You can pick one of the others, so then, or you can skip this step. So I'll click next. So it says my Drupal CMS site. That's fine by me. This is site name. And you see the database. You see the SQLite or MariaDB. So MySQL, which is all equivalent, such as MariaDB, Pocon, say all equivalent. So that's the one I'll pick. Surprise here that doesn't have Postgres. I guess this version doesn't have. Remember, what did we create on the command line? So I'll put back the command line here just to show you. So we created, the database is called, let me see if I can put it here so you can see. So the database is called Drupal CMS. And the user, see the user is also Drupal CMS here. You can copy that and paste it here. And the password is the password we put there. Now let's go to the advanced options. It's localhost. If you remember, I'll show you again. You see we're connected to localhost, so that's fine. The default MySQL number is 3306. That most likely will never be changed. I'm just going to leave this here. And if you want to put a table prefix, you can change it here. But I'm just going to leave that as is and hit save. I'll use the default settings. Now it's asking to create an account. So just make something up here. Edward at Jumbo show .local. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to forget this password. I'm 100% sure I'll forget this password. Okay, then so now it's gonna set up the site. So while it's doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that the database we created in a command line is in. I'll show you how to do that graphically. So as you can see here, actually where are we here? Okay. Where am I? So we are going to PHP myadmin. Okay, so I'll put PHP myadmin here. Oh, that's weird. Let's try that again. What in the world? Okay, so it finished and it automatically logged me to the. I'm trying to put this here, but it's not. Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay, doesn't matter. I'll just log in. Okay, so we are going to find Drupal. Should be under the D's. D. Where's Drupal? Oh, see, is it CMS? No, it was Drupal CMS. So D. See, I already had some Drupal. So Drupal CMS. This is the one. Okay. So you see, what it did was it created all of this See the database Drupal CMS. It created all these tables. Let's see how many tables it created. It created 102 tables. And remember, we chose the blog, so some of these are based on the modules and for the blog as well. So now if we go back here, so this is what a new install of Drupal looks like for the blog content. And you can see here it already it created some stuff for us, like the privacy policy, homepage, a blog, and a celebration of Drupal and open source contributions. So before we take a before we actually do a quick overview here of Drupal, let's go to here. So obviously I run as a root user, but if you're using some type of control panel, you'd basically need to go and create a you need to go and create a database user and database password. So I'll show you how to do that. So the way to do that is if I go here and I go to databases, and I can simply go create a database. So I'll just say Drupal. See, I can say Drupal CMS. This is how I'll create one, and you choose the character type. You can leave the default, and then you click create. So that's how you create a database. A faster way to do this is to go to user accounts, and under user accounts, you simply, you see here, you add a new user. When you add a new user, for example, I think ours was called Drupal CMS. If you're working on a remote site, I would recommend don't leave it like this as any host, because any host means that somebody can connect to the database remotely. So never do this. Always pick. I would recommend always pick a local or a specific one with an IP or something. Don't pick any. For me, obviously this is local. The only way somebody will be able to connect to it is if they're on my local network, and also I'll probably have to allow them by switching off or allowing it in the firewall. So when I'm local, and obviously I have to be running the database as well. The server has to be running, and then obviously you pick the password, you retype it. You can leave the native MySQL authentication, or you can generate a password. Then you see here where it says database for the user account. You can create a database with the same name. That's what I did. So you can create, if I click this, then it will create this one already exists, but I'm just showing how you can do it. So you'll be able to do this. Or if you already created a database, then what you can do is you can click this one here where it grant all privileges to wildcard, meaning that the same username. So that's the way you can create the user, the user and the database as well. Now, obviously, as I said, if you already have a database you created before, you can simply grant it here. If it's a different name, then you just pick the user and add them to that database. So for example, if you're using a control panel, there are ways you can do that graphically. So that ends the part of how to install Drupal graphically, because you do have to install a command and you have to use dddev, or you have to do what I did today where we used Composer. Okay, so I'm gonna close this, because actually let me log out of here. We don't need phpMyAdmin anymore. Okay, so this is a new install of Drupal. If you notice here, it says it's not secure. That's because it's local. So I did have a self-signed certificate. So you can see this is the dashboard. Once you log in, you have the dashboard here. And then you can click here back to the site. So let me click that. It opens up in a new, so this is the front of the site as you can see it. I actually do like this. I'll see what type of theme this is, the default theme for blog. Obviously, because I'm logged in as an administrator, I can view, I can edit, I can delete, change the layout for this particular theme. And so this is the homepage, latest. It actually looks pretty nice. Obviously, except for this, obviously you see here you can edit this one, and you can everything is a block in. So you can configure the block. So let's go configure this block, and you see it says it's a site branding block, and then you can display the title or site logo, site name, and site slogan. So you can switch this on and off. And you can also list the pages where you want to show it or don't show it. And obviously then you can create different blocks. For example, this one is obviously going to be, it shows on the listed pages if you want it for specific pages. And then the rows you can restrict. Yeah, so many things. So this is a block. We'll come back to blocks later. So then you see, and the create, you can create a page. You can play, because it's a blog. You can create a blog post. You can upload an image or a document, or you can create a user. So for example, if we go to create user, you see you create a new user, obviously email them and the username, and then you give them the role. So by default, it can be an authenticated user, meaning or you can make them a content editor or an administrator. You can create an image. So you simply click here. I'm actually surprised this is all it should be. It's not a drag and drop, but yeah. So you can add images. So the images could be used later for your, for example, maybe it's put them in blocks somewhere. And you can also do the same thing with document. This could be like a PDF file, or maybe a video or something like that. And obviously you can create a blog post. So let's see how. So you put a title, you put your tags here, put the description, and then the content here. And you see you have this WYSIWYG editor. Obviously you can use paragraphs or headings and other type of typography. Well, if you prefer like I do, you can click on the source and just put HTML or just plain text in there. Okay, so that should be the same for basic page. Yeah, it's the same thing with the basic page. You can put tags and all that as well. And then you can also tell it whether it should be in the menu or not. And then the URL alias, this is for pretty URLs. One thing I do like about Drupal is out of the box, it will have your pretty URLs. That's one thing I do like. In some other CMS, you have to actually manually go and do that. This one comes automatically, and I can prove that to you. For example, I'll go back to this guy here. Okay, so here, this is the web. So if I go this, you see there should be a .htaccess file. So let's open this up in the text editor. And you can see here, I don't know if I can zoom in. There we go, I can zoom in. So let me remove this just to show you this to you. So you see, it knows I'm using Apache, of course, and PHP. So if you see here, it has, it protects these particular files. I do like this. And then it also has this, meaning this one means that if you go to a folder which doesn't have an HTML or a PHP file, what it will do is it won't list all the contents. That's a default in Apache. I don't know why, but yeah. So when you put minus, meaning it won't show the directory listings. And then obviously this is straightforward, meaning the default, it will look for an index.php. If that doesn't exist, look for index.html. If that doesn't exist, look for index.htm. So that's what I was saying. If you create a folder, you should dump in at least an index.html, so that way it's not directory listings. But this option for Apache will take care of that. And this is another reason I was saying, see, if you're using like Nginx or something else, just do the equivalent for that. And here, this is to handle SVGs. This is obviously zipped up. And then add the correct encoding for WebP. The reason for this is sometimes WebP might do something else because it's some older web browsers were used for images expected 3 characters. So for example, PNG or JPG. So WebP, instead of doing it handle as text or something, it will add this. I don't think this is needed these days for modern web browsers. And then this is that's not what am I looking for here? Actually, I think I forgot what I was trying to. Oh yeah, the pretty URLs. Yeah, there we go. This I was looking for. So pretty URLs. Just gonna see where they are. Yeah, so this redirects everything to to HTTP. That's the secure site. This well known is for Let's Encrypt. Direct the users to site. Okay, the www. Oh, here we go. The rewrite. So this rewrite base, as you can see here. So this will do the pretty URLs. Obviously, the first time it will be installed, rebuild, and here we go. This is similar to another CMS. This is the one that does the pretty URLs, meaning that instead of putting question mark blah 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 in the URL, you just have, say, the name of the page or so. So this is it right here. So I was correct. And the rest of this are just for caching. Yeah, so that's it. So we don't need to go through that. Okay. So then if you go to content, we should have, as you can see right now, we have we have a blog, which is a basic page to list our blog content. And we have one blog post. Then we have one page which I already showed the home page. There's a privacy page. We'll look at this when we go back to the front side. Then we go to media. Yeah, so we do have at least 2 media. There's this DrupalCon from Barcelona 2024. And there's a hero image as well. And then in the trash, there's nothing. So there we go. So in content, you can, you see under operations, you can delete it or duplicate it. This is actually a really good feature. I wish another CMS had that, where easy to create instead of using a plugin. And then if you want to add new content, you can simply click here, add content, or you can just go to create. So if we go to add content, yeah, it's to ask us if we want to do a basic page or blog post. You notice it doesn't ask us to do an image or a document. So there we go. You can pick one of them. And then you see we can click there and we'll go back. So this is the same thing in the create part here. And trash, we already took that, we already took out media. It's the same thing. So in the structure, this is what I was telling you about the blocks. See, under structure, you can modify this. So for example, you have block layout, content types, dashboard, blah, 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 all this stuff down here. So let's look at the block layout. So you can see the header. Remember I showed you the header block. And then there's one called primary menu. Then there's oh, sorry, I apologize again. So there's a block here which which should be placed in the header section, and the site branding which is placed in primary menu, main navigation, and so forth and so forth. And then you have others here. This is for the admin area. And you have the social bar, and then you have content above. So you have, these are the names of the blocks. So you have, for example, let's look at this one, the footer. It says footer bottom. So there's footer top, and footer bottom. Footer bottom just says powered by Drupal. So obviously you might want to configure this. I don't know if we can edit from here. So you can disable it or configure it. So let's click configure it. So when I click configure, yeah, then that's how you edit it. So I can change this where it says powered by Drupal, and I hit save. So for example, if I go back to the front of the site, if I go here, you see, if we go down to the footer, you see it says powered by Drupal. So if I change it, see, this is only the title. It's not the actual content. You notice this is just the title of the blog. So that's the blog description, if you will. So what you need to do is you need to actually change its content, and we'll show you how to do that. It's not here. So if we go back to structure, see there's content types, and there's a basic page. So if you wanted a different type of content type, it would show up here, and then you can manage fields. So for example, in the blog post here, let's click manage fields. See, there's a content field, there's a description, featured image, and tags. And then the form, manage form display. You can you see you have all these things here, publish on, and I said it gets really it looks complex, but you remember the URL alias, sticky at the top of the list, and then manage display and manage permissions. Here you have the card and the teaser. Okay, so that's that one, and then there's the dashboard structure. Welcome to your site. We have display nodes, so you have form nodes and view nodes. So as you can see here, form nodes, there's the media library, because that's how you it's literally a form to upload something, and obviously to register, it's a form, you have to enter information. So let's for example edit this one, and you can see the name is register, and that's just the description. So again, that's not where the actual content for it is. So it's email templates. We just took a quick look here, email overrides, and here we go. So if you don't want some of this, you can, for example, obviously when there's a new user has been activated or blocked, it sends out an email to the administrator. So you can then modify this to either them, see that you can delete it or you can edit it. And you see it for the recipients, maybe remove yourself from recipients or add other, you see like the revision user, creator, and all that. You can also CC as well. Okay, so then the media types, the document, you saw the document, you saw the image, and obviously the others like remote video, as it shows here, it could be from YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and Vimeo, or others, and SVG images, menus. If you remember, there's administration menu, that's simple enough. This is the administration menu that's in the admin area. There's content, there's a footer that's at the bottom of the front of the site, and there's a main nav that's in the header, that's a header. There are tools, obviously that's also in administrator. The user account menu, this is when it says links to an active user account, and the welcome, obviously that is also in the administrator area. And the taxonomy, the tags, and views. So here we go. So for example, redirect 404, that means that if maybe you had a page before and the page no longer exists, so it'll be a 404, you can redirect to a specific page for that. And these are disabled files. This is an old one. You can enable it. Find and manage files, schedule media, and schedule taxonomy. Okay, so what else is there in the structure? So that's it. And then there's appearance. Let's go to appearance. This should be our themes. So right now the installed theme, these themes are all installed. So all these themes are installed, and you have, for example, you have an administration theme. Drupal usually comes with two types of themes in the old days. One is a front-end theme and one is a back-end theme. So obviously, see, this is the Olivio for Drupal CMS 1.0.1. So this is the front end theme, as it says right there, front end theme, and this is the back end theme. And then you have other themes. For example, you have an email theme, and this is another administration theme. So sometimes it could be a child theme. So that if you see multiple themes, that could be a child theme, or simply that the one that's this one is another front end theme. So Olivier 11.1.4. As I said, it's probably a child theme of this one. So that's probably why it's there. Okay, so that's appearance. And extend. So in extend is where you can browse modules, you can update, and you can update extensions. So what's the difference between modules and extensions? So modules are like something, for example, like this one here, people, reports, those are modules. And then extensions could be something that extends a module. So for example, this one here, automated cron. This could be either a module or this most likely is a module because it's because it does one thing only. So this is probably it. And you can see here the ones we have. We have announcement. So if you see this, grayed out, that means that it's part of the core. You see, it says core here. These are part of the core, meaning that they cannot be. When I mean core, I don't mean the Drupal core. I mean they're part of the installation, so they cannot be removed. So some of them, like this one here, I thought that was a different color. So for example, this one, ban, allows banning from specific addresses. So this one clearly, it's there, but it's not being used. It's not enabled. So see, I can enable it and unenable. For example, when I enable it and I click out of it, oops, let's go back here. You see, that's what it will look like. So that allows me to uncheck it. Block content as well. So it allows creation of content blocks and block types. If I was a developer, I mean, I am a developer, I'm saying, but when I say if I was, I'm talking about if I was new. If I want to make my own, I would enable the block content. So the WYSIWYG editor it's using is CK editor number 5. And to allow users to comment on content, you would have to check this one. If you remember, during the composer, it installed the contact form, but right now it's not in use. So if I want it, I would need to check here to enable it. And for example, you see dashboard, I can't uncheck it. That's obviously part of the core files. And this is deprecated, so don't use things that were deprecated. And so this is what I was saying. If I wanted to use post gray, I would have to enable this one, but I'm not. I'm just using MySQL, so that's fine. And SQLite, if I wanted to use SQLite, this would be checked, but I'm not. And see the system, the views, and this is AI. So none of the AI is enabled. That's good. Experimental. AI providers, AI tools, chaos. I used to use this in the past to create some content for Drupal. It just makes it easier to create blocks and views. And content is autosave form if you want that. Experimental date. Oh, there's a lot of them. Yeah, there's way too much. So you can scroll down to go through, see the field types. Yeah, there's so many. I just go to the bottom, the web form and all this stuff as well. So let's go back here. There's the recommended ones. So then if I wanted new ones, I would be able to simply, this basically comes with everything. So I just click install and it will download and install it. And you can also browse modules. You can do a search, for example, path auto. It explains it. This I actually do like this. It tells you how many installs there, and so this is already installed. For example, path auto. This one is token is also installed. Admin toolbar is not, so I can install this one. You just click install. It will download and install it for you. Now update there's any updates, they will show up here, and then you can update. You can update them. I don't think there will be updates right now because literally just installed this less than an hour ago. Yeah, that's what I thought, and it already checked 26 minutes ago. And then there's also extensions, so you can update some extensions as well. Then you can also uninstall. So here's a weird thing: to uninstall, you have to click here to uninstall. So for example, if I go to uninstall, then I can uninstall them here. And you can see this one, like automatic updates, also grayed out because that's part of the core. You can't uninstall it. Okay, and then so we have extend. I think that, yeah, extend, that's the extend. In the configuration, you can the system, content authoring, development, media, web services. So for example, let me see how much time I've spent on this. Okay, we need to go this really quickly. So I'll go to the so for example, here see the auto form, auto save settings. I'm going to go here, and this is the millisecond. So this is literally one. That means it will auto save every 60 seconds. Okay, so if you wanna change that, this is where you change it, and then when you're done, you click Save Configuration. So that's just an example of how to do that. And development, we have performance logging errors and all this. So there's a lot of information here. I don't think I'll have time to go through most of them. Basic site settings. Okay, let's check this one out. So here's where you would change the site name, put your slogan here, email address, the front page. You see it's in a folder and /home, and that's a simple thing to do here. What else? Okay, workflow, people, account settings, capture settings. Okay, and let's go to people here. There's only one person, the admin. Obviously that was myself here. And reports, go to status report. Yeah, you can see here. So the installed version of Drupal is 11.1.4, and the web server is, as I told you before, I'm using Apache 2.4.68. It's Fedora Linux, OpenSSL version, and cron jobs. I don't need to do that. And PHP version is 8.3, and that the MariaDB, as I said before, is 10.11.10. So you saw this error here. So the reason for the error is because I'm using a self-signed certificate, but that's fine. It's just local, and then it's warning. So to make it a little better, I should enable PHP APCU. There's enough RAM for that, but I said this is not on a remote site, so that's fine. And you can see everything else is super duper. And then admin here, you can modify the information for the admin. So so let's go to the let's finish up here by going to the front of the site. Here we go to the home page. So see, we have blog. Go to my account. I'm logged in here, then I can schedule and edit this. I can log out. I can also let's go back to administration. Let's just go back to the okay, I'm gonna log out. Oh geez. Doesn't okay, I have to go back to the administration to log out. Okay, so I want to log out. I just want to show you what the okay, this is the site. So you can log in here. Just go to click blog. So this is the home page. And then, well, so I thought it was, oh, I guess we didn't look at the menu. I do remember, is there privacy? No, it's not. So, good, privacy policy, I think it was. Privacy policy, page not found. I know there's a home page. Yeah, so that's a home page. latest. Okay, here, this article, we can go to the actual article. Yeah, there we go. Such looks really nice. I do like this. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. So that's how you install Drupal CMS. Be sure to subscribe for more frequent content, like, and leave comments as well. And if you do, also quick reminder that every weekday, I'll be doing a live stream. Visit ojambo.com for details. And also, if you do enjoy this, please consider supporting me and purchasing one of my ojamboshop.com online programming courses. All publications on Amazon. The links are here, also in the description. Or simply donate at ojambo.com/donate. Obviously, the donate button is also up here in the header. And to find more information about Drupal, you can click here under references and PHP My Admin. And the plugin is customer sets price for WooCommerce. Learning JavaScript course on ojamboshop.com. There's also a learning Python course on ojamboshop.com. There's also a learning PHP course on ojamboshop.com. PHP is needed by Drupal, by the way. And I also have books for those languages. For JavaScript, I have the paperback on Amazon and the ebook on Amazon. Python and PHP, the ebooks on Amazon. And if you need help with Drupal or other content management systems, or even just a custom from scratch website created in PHP, Python, or just HTML5, you can visit ojamboservices.com, and those same concepts can be used to create applications for the web, desktop, or mobile, and also tutorials. Maybe you want to learn how to be a programmer. So that's ojamboservices.com. Okay, thank you, and I'll end now.